welcome back to The Green Peddler. Today we're going to look at 3 different ways to set up your hops. That way you can have a great harvest. Alright, so we're in our garden right now in the backyard. The first method I have is to use this arched arbor trellis using cattle panel that we just have pinched between T-posts. I've got 4 of them here. And all that's going on here, you can see, is that it's in the garden bed. And our hops, which were planted last year, this is their 2nd year. They are growing strong. I've got currently, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 vines that are already climbing up. One of them's already topped out, and we'll have to find a new place to kind of direct it. This is one method to use something if you already have something set up. Just stick your hops, your rhizomes in that area and let it climb on its own. For this system, I've only had to re-navigate a couple of the vines. Otherwise, it's all them. They're doing their own thing. So this is method number 1 for my backyard, the arched trellis. All right, we're in our 2nd location. This is the mega hub for hops. What happened here last year was I used these milk crates, which I laced on the inside with just weed barrier filled with potting soil, and I put the rhizomes in there. Last year there were about 3 vines that did really well. This year I've stopped keeping track, and honestly I need to snip a few of them. So for the 2nd method, what I have here, using the fence, you can ignore this cattle panel if you'd like to. All right, so over here I'm just using these bamboo supports. They are about 5 to 6 feet long. And what I have going on, I just have them interlaced in my cattle panel that I have, that I'm using as a trellis. But honestly, these hops will climb up the fence most likely if you let it. And I would just find a way to attach the bamboo to the fence. Last year, they maxed out at, let's see, 10, maybe 15 feet, just using 2 of these bamboo rods kind of connected together. So method number 2, this is the cheapest, easiest way, using these bamboo supports to let it climb up. All right, so for our final method, I have a cable connected to the house running to the hop vines over here. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So we're looking at the corner of the house here. This is my northwest corner of the house, and I just have an eye hole connected to the trim, and it's running this cable 30 feet over to where the vines are coming off of the trellis. So looking here, this was my first attempt. I just used some twine that I had, and it's holding up well, but it's starting to get a little bit heavy. This one has, it looks like 3 vines on it right now. But for the cable, I have it attached to the fence, and this one will not be going anywhere. The goal this year is for this to grow all the way up. I'm gonna install a few more. I'll show you how to do that. And ideally, once summer really hits, we'll get a couple layers of hop vines that produce just a little smidgen of shade in this area here. So for our setup, I just picked up 3 of these from Home Depot, and inside you get several. You get 6 of these clamps and 2 thimbles. Whether or not I'm going to use these, we'll see. In addition, I've got my 2 anchor points. We've got just this random one I found around the house, this open-ended eye, and this tiny closed eye that'll do well. Last couple things I have, a couple carabiners, just some cheap Amazon ones, just to easily connect the cable to the anchors, and then a drill. All right, so we have our cable attached. It's running over here. And now we're gonna get our pilot hole drilled. All right, there we go. It's attached, it's running up. We got this one running at a lower starting spot. That way we get a little bit of different heights. What I'm going to do now is take these 1 or 2 vines that are growing past the top of this bamboo and already trying to climb on the other taller one. I'm going to run them to the new cable to see how far they go. All right, so there we go. I took down the bamboo that was holding it, and I'm just running them over laterally until they get here, and then they should start climbing up. All right, so there you have it, my 3 easy and relatively cheap methods for getting your hop vines to run up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments.